Nighttime skies over Wrigley Field on the north side of Chicago. Tonight, the second of 4 between the LA Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. Should see some great battles out of these two next on the show. John Lester is the man towing the rubber for the Cubs in this one. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, he's having a very nice season so far. You look at that ERA in the low 2s. Looking to continue that trend here in this one.
Howie Kendrick strides forward, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
Leading off tonight for the Dodgers, second baseman, Howie Kendrick.
And a cold strike on the game's first pitch as we bring you this one here tonight. EK, as we look at the Cubs entering play here tonight, they come in trying to bounce back from a loss last time out, but they've been in good form lately, 5-2 over their last 7.
And in terms of the homestand, they've won 2 and lost 2. So not much to say about that, except you hate to give away games at home. You'd like to see a little more consistent effort going forward.
Lester's ready. Here it is on 0-2. Hit on the ground to short. Throw to first is in time for the first out. A chance now for the Los Angeles Dodgers starting lineup. What do you think they need to do to keep this winning streak rolling, Steve?
Well, guys, this is a power-heavy lineup. You need to stay patient and get balls up in the zone that they can drive.
Corey Seager will stand in, and he's having a great season so far, currently 5th in the National League in home runs.
You know, guys, it's still early in the year, and he's not known as a huge power threat, so I think he's going to probably slow down eventually, but he's off to a great start, though.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And a fastball's in there for strike 1. The rain, as we've mentioned, coming down fairly steadily here at game time. EK, how'd you like playing in the rain?
It wasn't that bad. The only problem, sometimes up at the plate, batting gloves would get wet while it was raining. It made it a little difficult to hit.
And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Goes the other way, and this is in the air out to left. Alcantara has a read on it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. With a moment now, let's take a look at the Cubs alignment on defense. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, when you talk about elite defensive outfielders, this guy's at the top of anyone's list. Jason Hayward can cover ground. He's got an unbelievable arm. And when you're talking about defensive runs saved, there aren't a lot better.
Adrian Gonzalez will stand in, and you can see that surprisingly he hits better versus left-handed pitching than he does against righties. A fastball here as we'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. You got to figure that that man right there would be more than happy to see this guy at the plate taking his swings with 2 out and nobody on all night long.
So would the guy on the mound.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And 2-0 now as this misses below the knees.
And on 2-0, this is where he's the most dangerous up there. I know it's a fastball count, but I would maybe think about something else.
The 2-0 on the way. Gets the call on the changeup there. 2-1.
Yeah, you don't see 2-0 changeups too often, but if you know a good hitter's going to be sitting fastball, don't give him what he wants.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. And that's a swinging strike 3 in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. Dodgers down in order. Now the Cubbies will get their first crack. No score. Scott Kazmir is on the mound for the Dodgers in this contest. EK, what's the word on him?
Yeah, Matty, real effective outing for him in his last start. Got the win and did not give up any runs. We'll try and do that again here.
Jason Hayward comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half
Leading
of
up
the
for the
first.
Cubs, center fielder, Jason Hayward.
Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes. Eric, you look at your former employers, the Dodgers, as they enter play here tonight. Fortune has been smiling on them recently. They're unbeaten in their last 7 games.
And they've got themselves a pretty good-sized lead in the division coming into play. Certainly not out of reach yet, but they've got to be pretty comfortable with where they're sitting at this point in the year.
Ready with the 2-0 pitch. That'll find its way out of play. Still going to have a good hitter's count. 2-1 now. Takes that one a little bit low. 3 balls and a strike now.
And even just 4 pitches in, you need to find a strike here because you don't want to give them a free base runner to start the night.
And he takes ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here in the home half of the first in a scoreless ball game.
And for as hot as this
Batting
guy's
second,
been recently,
third
this is
baseman,
a no-brainer. Take the bat out of his hand
Ryan.
any chance you get.
Chris Bryant will stand in here with a runner at first to start the inning. Now, I know both of you are more familiar with the art of hitting as opposed to the art of pitching, but on a wet night like this, who do you think this favors?
Well, I think it favors the pitcher. I know they're going to argue, well, the grip, but the ball doesn't carry on wet nights. So if I'm out there, I'm saying, look, pitcher advantage.
Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1.
Yeah, he didn't seem to do him any favors with the previous batter, and now here's another call that goes against him on the mound.
Nobody out, runner on first. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Makeup call there?
I don't know, but let's just say they're even.
Ready with the 1-1. Runners on the move for second. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. Again, he sends it out of play. A runner at first with no outs here. Very weakly on the ground. That winds up foul. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2.
That's a good location for that cutter with 2 strikes. He's either got to take that and hope it's a ball, or he's got to foul that thing off.
And he'll step off and fire to the bag. And he'll get back in safely.
Why not? Make him get dirty.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out. And a chance now from the north side of Chicago to check out the Cubs starting lineup. Eric, who should we keep an eye on?
Yeah, Matty, this offense really needs to see some improvement from Kyle Schwarber. He hasn't exactly been thriving at home, hitting under 250 in this ballpark. He needs to find a little more consistency so he can start making these home fans proud.
First pitch of the at-bat. First pitch is a slider called for a strike.
And, you know, this is a guy that loves the ball down and in. It's one of the locations he really covers well, so they're going to want to mix their spots here.
And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1.
And that's the spot that he's just going to have to keep wearing out going forward. If he can keep running that pitch in on the guy's hands, he's going to be fine.
Ready with the 1-1 pitch. There he goes. Chopped weakly to the left. On to first, but it's too late as the first base umpire says they just missed getting him at the bag.
Well, the hit and run is on here. He doesn't quite hit this ball exactly the way he wants to. It's a high chopper, but it's going to wind up working out for him. This will be an infield single, so that runner's forced to stop at second base.
Stepping in now, Kyle Schwarber. As he swings and hits a line drive out to left. And this is going to get down for extra bases as that'll get one, if not both of them, home. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score.
Well, when you think about it, it's only taken them a few batters to equal what took them 9 innings to produce last time out. And that's the one run. They're hoping this one won't be the last one, though, but at least that gets them out to an early 1-0 lead.
Here's Ben Zobrist now. As the sinker to him finds the zone for strike one.
Now here's a spot with a run home already. That looks nice on the scoreboard. But if you could put up a 2 or even a 3 spot here in the first, that could really go a long way against a guy like this.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. And here's one that misses to the Chicago second baseman. It's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, looked like he hit the target. That's a tough pitch to lay off, but he made it pan out.
Even at a ball and a strike, here's the pitch. Ripped down the line. And he tries to get to the backhand, but it gets on by. And to score is the runner from third. Shane Victorino will stand in now, and you can see the splits on your screen. He's been exceptionally good against left-handed pitching to this point. Called strike to the 35-year-old veteran. 0-1.
Well, a very hittable pitch, too. That's a middle-of-the-plate fastball, and he's not going to get away with too many of those tonight.
That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. And set up behind the dish is Clyde Washington as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
Well, we might see a couple of double takes from hitters on pitches down at the knees, maybe even below the zone. Sometimes he tends to reward guys that work down.
Skied into straightaway right. Thompson giving chase. And the play is made, but this should be good enough for an RBI as the runner from third tags up. And this will not be close, and the run will score easily.
Well, nobody's going to confuse this guy with Miguel Cabrera or Chris Davis, but with the runner on third, he doesn't have to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just has to get one deep enough out there to deliver that run from third. That's nice going.
Arismendi Alcantara will stand in now as he was reinserted back into the lineup here after taking a needed day off yesterday. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1.
Well, he's really had to work hard here in this first inning. You got to wonder, how much is that going to take out of him?
3 runs already home here. Just a bit late, and he's falling behind 0-2. 0-2 pitch is a sinker that misses, but he's still in command 1-2.
And he doesn't want to give in here, even on a 1-2 count. Not with the base open and the pitcher on deck.
A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. Second inning coming up here at Wrigley. It's the Cubs 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Justin Turner will stand in. 1 for 4 with a double in yesterday's ball game.
Well, guys, one good game does not a season make. He's been hitting under 250 over his last 10 games, so hopefully he's figured something out.
And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0.
Well, you got to figure that this guy's going to come out here free and easy here in the second. He's got a 3-run cushion already. No reason not to come right after these guys.
That's wide, 2-0.
He wanted to go after that one, but that's a good eye to just watch it all the way in.
Down low, and the plot thickens here, 3-0.
Now that he's worked it to 3-0, he's got a couple of free pitches here to pick out one he really likes.
And that misses for ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
Well, it seems to me like you've at least got to make him go after something.
Center fielder.
The bat never left his shoulder. That's making it way too easy for a guy leading off the inning.
Jock Peterson will stand in now. 0 for 4 in that day game yesterday.
Well, when you're hitting under 200 for the season, games like yesterday are going to happen on a regular basis.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1.
And that's what he needed to do after the 4-pitch walk. Come right back and get ahead versus the next guy.
And here's a sinker that causes him to back away, as that just about got him.
Yeah, he's letting these guys know early on. He's not going to be afraid to work inside. That'll be something they'll need to think about.
Shot toward right center, and that will be the first base hit of the ball game for the Dodgers.
Now after the big inning your ball club just put together, you can't let them respond with a big inning of their own. But here they are with 2 on now and trying to answer right back.
Now at the plate, Trace Thompson. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Lester sets. Here's the first pitch. Curveball looked at here for strike 1.
They've got an opening here, so this is where you can really jump on a guy out there before he's settled in.
The 0-1 on its way. Oh, and it looks like a visit to the video room may be in order after that hack. It's 0-2 now.
Boy, not very decisive there. And hey, it's early, but this is a big spot.
Yeah, and you need to be able to commit to what you're doing, because you're not going to do anything with a swing like that.
Boy, good cutting action to that pitch, as that's the first out of the inning.
Batting 7.
Well, this pitch looked to be up. We'll get a look at it on pitch track. Yep, you'll see it there. That thing's well above the letters. You're just playing right into the pitcher's hand when you chase a ball that high.
Here's the catcher, Yasmani Grandal. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. We'll check in with an average still south of 230. 6 home runs and 19 driven in. First and second now, 1 man out. Who pulled the string and had him way out in front, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, curveball, then changeup here on the first couple pitches. Now might be the time to see him run that fastball in on his hands. Maybe try and get this guy to pop something up.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
He's in a situation now where he does not want this game to get away from him. 2 guys on already. Now he's not in the strike zone to this hitter. He's got to reel it back in if you're flirting with a little bit of danger now with another ball.
The 2-1 on its way. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. You have to figure that he's really going to need to keep the walks in check if he's going to have success here.
I was thinking the same thing. No free rides. You got to make these guys earn it.
Swing and a liner. Foul. Runners are at first and second with 1 away. Hot shot down the line. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. He's set. Here's the 3-2. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Victorino is over near the line now as he makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Batting 8, the left fielder, number 3.
Carl Crawford will stride in now. A couple of hits for him in 4 trips in yesterday's ball game.
Well, Matty just continues this string of his last 10 games where he's hitting over 300. He has those really, really nice games mixed in there.
Line drive to left. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Dodgers strand a couple. Still down 3-0. John Lester strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
First delivery to him on the way. And a cut fastball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Hit out towards second. Played on the backhand. On to first with it is Kendrick, and it's in plenty of time for the first out. Now that we have a chance, let's check out how the Dodgers will align themselves defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric?
Well, Matty, if you can say there is a defensive threat on this team, he's standing down there at first base. I say that because he's very good at keeping balls in front of him, helping his fellow infielders. Just a guy that's an asset every single game.
Stepping in, Munenori Kawasaki, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Into the windup and the pitch. Swing and a liner. Foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Here's a late swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Just overmatched him there.
One out, nobody on. Good bite to that sinker as he gets him to swing through it for out number 2.
Looks like he's finding his bearings here a little bit better in the second after a rough first inning.
Center
Gets
fielder.
the strikeout right here, but boy, he
Jason
could have used one of these a minute ago, that's for sure.
Here's Jason Hayward now. As he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1.
Well, much better here in the second inning. To me, he looked a little bit tentative early on. It's starting to look like he's finding the rhythm now.
Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Chopped foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs, but they lead it 3-0. Scott Kazmir set to lead off the
Leading
third.
off for the
9-1-2 due up.
Well, you know it's always a tough inning when your pitcher leads off for you because most of the time the guys just flat out can't hit. But who knows? Maybe he can get something started here and help himself out.
Lester has his target. Here's the first pitch. First pitch is a cutter looked at. 0-1.
1 strike.
And he pumps the fastball by him at 94. It's 0-2.
You know, a lot of times with a sinker baller out there, you're just conditioned to always look for something down. So he can surprise you with that high fastball, maybe four-seam it every once in a while. And when he does, you can forget it.
And that indeed is a pitcher up there, as he's not even close at that one and becomes out number 1.
And as we showed you in the open, he's out there putting his perfect record on the line. And so far, these guys haven't shown many signs that they're ready to put a 1 in that loss column.
Howie Kendrick will get a second shot now. He grounded out to start the ball game.
And he only saw a couple pitches, too. And that's great for the pitcher when you can get an easy leadoff out like that.
Out in front of it, strike 1. Chop foul over towards the coaching box. Here it comes, 0-2. Tried to get him to go after one below the knees, but it's 1-2.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there when it's a straight fastball.
Swung on in the dirt, strike 3. Schwarber is after it, and he makes the throw to first. Kendrick is retired, 2 down now.
Number 5, shortstop, Corey Seager.
Corey Seager stands in, looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here, with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Cut fastball in there for a called strike. High strikes, probably not on the docket for places he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. You've got to keep the ball down against a team like this. If you go up every once in a while with a fastball, you'll be fine, but you're not going to last too long if you make a habit of...
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. They trail in this one 3-0. Chris Bryant digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
Third baseman, Chris Bryant.
First offering on its way. Swing and a miss on the sinker, 0-1. Chop foul right at home plate. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up, and he'll steer clear of the flying debris to make the catch here for the first out.
You want to see what a good hard slider can do when you get it in on the label? Here you go in show motion. That is effective pitching, let me tell you.
Anthony Rizzo stands in now. as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Yeah, a little surprising he didn't offer it that one. That was a dangerous spot for a good fastball hitter.
Oh and 1, here it comes. And this catches the inside corner. Good spot there. It's 0 and 2.
Yeah, he came with a little bit of a different look that time. This pitch is also in there knee high, and now they've got him behind in the count, 0 and 2.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Tried to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes.
Well, that's a pretty good spot to try and lock him up inside, but you know, he can turn on that location if that's out over the plate.
Oh, and this just jumps off the bat here as this is to deep straightaway right field, and you can pretty much forget about this one. That is a long home run. A solo home run here for Anthony Rizzo. And even 20 home runs for him now thus far. And with it, the Cubs have moved out in front now 4-0.
You just can't throw that pitch right there. That swing tells a story right there. I mean, he got all of that one. Remember, he homered in yesterday's ball game too, so he's riding a pretty good hot streak these past couple of days.
Now batting, catcher, Kyle
Standing in now,
Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber. As he'll go after the first pitch and bounce one foul for the first strike. Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole 0-2 now. Way outside. 1 and 2.
And he's tracking that all the way across the plate, but that had too much sweep to it for him to think of swinging.
Ready on 1 and 2. Squared that one up just a little late. 1 out, nobody on. And this is swung on and missed. His 5th strikeout already, and there are 2 gone in the inning.
And there's a look at his pitch count so far. You can see he's already thrown 37 pitches for strikes. That shows me that he's been able to work the zone effectively to this point.
Ben Zobrist stands in following an RBI single this first time through. Halfway to 100 pitches. Here it is. High in the air into shallow left center. Peterson on the run. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. The Cubs get a run courtesy of Anthony Rizzo. 3 complete from Wrigley Field. It's now 4-0 Chicago. Adrian Gonzalez is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
Well, they still aren't even on the board yet, so this leadoff guy needs to get on so they can manufacture a run.
And there's the good fastball from Lester as he jumps ahead. No balls and a strike.
Boy, we're well into this ball game now, and he's thrown 70% first pitch strikes to all the hitters he's faced. And when you can get ahead, your results are going to turn out well.
And a good job to lay off the fastball there close, but it's 1-1. Drilled right back up the middle. He gets dirty, but he can't make the play. It's a base hit. So a base hit for him has him aboard to start out their half of the fourth as we take a look at the league leaderboard in hits.
Yeah, and there you see him on that final spot on the leaderboard. 7th in the National League in that category. And he's definitely having a season to remember to this point. He's got great hands, and his approach is really working for him.
Justin Turner is into the box, reached base via the walk in his first appearance. Chop foul right at home plate at strike one. And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes he did. It's ruled a strike. And here's a ball hit in the air. Zobrist is there for it, and that's the first out of the inning. Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. Ready for another chance? Jock Peterson. He singled his last time up.
Well, and everyone knows he's slumping right now, so we'll see if that got him going.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Good swing. Just got to try and straighten that one out. Here comes the 0-1. Popped high in the air. Kawasaki is there for it. 2 down.
He gets another easy pop up there, and this is just turning into a walk in the park. It's been a pretty stress-free outing for him.
Now batting, Trace Thompson. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. Ball one.
1-1.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Dodgers thus far. This is line to left. In there, a base hit.
You know, a lot of times with a sinker baller, the thought is that you've got to get out there and hit the ball before it sinks. So that means if you're a right-handed hitter, you got to jump out there and pull it. And that's exactly what he did.
Yasmani Grandal gets a shot here with 2 on and 2 out here in the fourth.
And a big 2-out at-bat right here. You know, it's still early in this game, but you don't want to have to look back on this as a major missed opportunity later on.
And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
And in a spot like this, first and second with 2-away, that's where he's at his toughest on the mound. He'll bear down and start finding the corners of the strike zone. Makes it very hard for you to score runs off him.
Lined back over second. That's in there. Base hit. And a good throw will wind up holding that runner at third, so the bases become loaded now with 2 gone.
3 hits now in the inning. He's pretty fortunate this one doesn't score a run, and that's going to load the bases now with 2 away, so it might take a 4th hit here to put something on the board.
Carl Crawford will stand in now, and suddenly the bases are loaded here with 2 away.
Yeah, this sort of came out of nowhere, didn't it? But when you've got a guy reeling out there like he really doesn't know what hit him, boy, it's time to put the pedal down.
fastball off the plate away. It's ball one.
Even though you're down 4, you don't need to get them all back in one swing. Just think line drive.
Lifted into the air out towards center field. Hayward has a beat on it. And the inning is over. A golden opportunity to get on the board here goes for naught. Don't go anywhere. More Tuesday Night Baseball after this. Shane Victorino is set to lead us off in the home half of the fourth inning.
Well, guys, they jumped out to that big lead early on in this game, but you really can't get comfortable. You have to keep putting pressure on.
Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. To short, hit hard. Seager has it. And the throw takes off a bit, but Gonzalez is able to stay with it, and there's one away.
Fielder, number 7.
And we'll take a look ahead to our next telecast. Looks like a pretty good pitching matchup there. John Lackey, the scheduled opponent, and we'll have full coverage of that one in HD on the show. Arismendi Alcantara is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
It was a pretty big strikeout, too, because he had a chance to drive in a run, so I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that missed opportunity for a little while.
Kazmir pulls the string on a dandy changeup. It's 0-1.
And even though that is a strike, it's okay. These guys have been really patient at the plate. They've had a good game plan up there, and it's worked out for them so far.
Hits are now even at 4 apiece. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
You can hit the low fastball, but you're not going to hit that one up there. You can just forget about it. You've got to make him bring that thing down.
Got him. So he's down on strikes for the second time here tonight.
Well, this is the second time he struck out so far, and this is a type of ball game where, you know, it's wet out, the field's slippery, it's a little muddy. Who knows what can happen if you just put the ball in play?
At the plate, John Lester. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Hits the bottom of the strike zone here with the sinker. Strike one. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. Cubs are down in order, but they're in front 4-0. Leading off the inning, Scott Kazmir, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, they've got some work to do here, but there's still a lot of time left in this game, so just chip away, chip away.
And he'll take strike one on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. The pitch count there, one pitch into his fifth inning of work. Not much of a concern, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. He hasn't had any real overtaxed innings, so he should be fine for the time being.
Sent on the ground out to second. And the fifth inning will start with a ground out, one away.
Second baseman.
Sometimes this is all you have to do. Throw a ton of strikes and keep the ball in the yard. It's worked for him so far.
So it's back to the top of the order now. And stepping in is the second baseman, Howie Kendrick. Lester gets the sign. Here comes the first pitch. Now a fastball, a bit too low here. It's ball one. Swing and a line drive, but foul. No runs, 4 hits. No errors for the Dodgers thus far. Grounded to third. Throw on to first, and Kendrick is gone. 2 away now.
The batter, shortstop, Corey Seager.
Corey Seager will try it again. 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground ball thus far.
Well, guys, if you split the difference between the fly ball and the grounder he's put in play, you've got a nice line drive. So maybe we'll witness that right here.
The cutter runs outside, ball 1.
Well on his way to another good inning right here, and you see the pitch count. It's not even close to being a...
Nope. And he won't bite it. 2 out, nobody on. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
I think at this point, a 2-out walk isn't the worst thing in the world. You'd like to avoid it if you can, but this can be a dangerous spot if you just groove one.
And he'll just make him throw one over here. 3-1. And he goes after ball 4 there as he swings and misses on the pitch in the dirt, and it's full. 3-2.
These guys need to get things sorted out at the plate. The discipline just has not been real good.
On the ground to third. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. Dodgers down in order. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Munenori Kawasaki comes to the plate as we get started here in the bottom of the 5th.
The shortstop, Munenori Kawasaki.
And he starts him out with a strike on the outer half. Sinker, 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's lifted the other way out to left. Crawford over to his right, 1 away.
Now batting, center fielder, Jason Hayward.
At the plate, Jason Hayward. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, it's always a frustrating thing to go down looking, but you know what? Everybody does it. So you've got to let that one go and make the next AB count.
Swung on and missed. It's 0-1.
This is where a guy who's been very aggressive around the plate may start thinking about being a little more fine later on in the game. When these guys start thinking, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go up there and jump on the first pitch. You don't even have to throw him something good to hit.
That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Yeah, the best way to neutralize this guy's power, just keep putting pitches right there.
Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Trying to strike him out for the 2nd time. Chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Kendrick's got it. Throw to first gets him, so Kazmir's looking good to start the inning.
Now batting, third baseman, Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant will stand in. He struck out and popped out in 2 trips.
Well, not a great start at the plate. We'll see if he can get something to drive right here.
A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Another good job of getting ahead here. He just seems so locked in right now.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Yeah, he's getting some good run on that two-seamer. It's moving better than it was even a few innings ago.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs, but they hold a 4-0 lead. Adrian Gonzalez steps in here to lead off the 6th as the rain continues to fall here.
I'm glad I'm up in this cozy booth with you guys because it kind of looks pretty miserable down there to me.
Now a swing and a ground ball. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Tap foul at home plate. Lester into his motion. Here's the 0-2. Just a touch outside. 1-2.
All right, so he sort of wasted one up right there. Now I think we'll see a breaking ball down in the zone, trying to get him to swing and miss.
And there's a pitch Gonzalez takes, and we're back even at 2-2.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Now a swing, and the barrel of the bat breaks in 2 that time. And he'll take no chances here as he swipes this ball away. It stays a foul ball. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. Still 2-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one. On the ground up the middle. Oh, and he just fans on it out there at second as it gets right by him. So make it 2 hits for him now on the night as this one finds its way into center. And that total is currently tops on the ball club through the first couple of months of the season.
Yeah, and when a guy can post numbers like that, his teammates just expect him to produce game after game. He's a hitting machine for them.
Now at the plate, Justin Turner. He flew out in his last at-bat. A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. And the catch is made, 1 away.
Well, it probably wasn't the way he wanted to move the guy in the scoring position, but it's going to have to do. He's going to get that man up to second base now with a 1 away.
Jock Peterson will stand in. He singled and popped out in his first 2 at-bats. Now a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's strike 1.
And that's exactly where you want to put that thing. Start it right down the middle and trust that its action will cause it to drop.
And that last pitch was number 74 for Lester in this one. On his way to pitch number 75. Right over the top with that curveball, and it's 0-2.
And that has been the comfort zone so far in this outing. He's just lived on that outside corner, and it's paid big dividends for him.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2. Still no fastballs in the at-bat. It's been all off speed.
That's definitely by design. He's such a good fastball hitter. You don't want to give in to his strength.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Looked like the cut fastball there, and he got him to swing through it for the second out.
And a lot of times you might say, 4-run lead, we'll make that up. But I tell you, the way he's throwing the ball right now, they might be fortunate just to get 1 run off him.
Trace Thompson will stand in. A strikeout victim his first time, and then a base hit last time around. Here comes the first pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
0-1, here's the pitch. Hit hard on the ground to second. Taken in by Zobrist. Throw on to first, gets him, and the side is retired. Dodgers leave 1. They're down 4-0. Anthony Rizzo will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the 3rd inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Oh, man, what a perfect pitch right there in a perfect spot. And that's exactly how you have to attack a guy like this. He wasn't even close on that pitch.
And he punches out another one. Make it 9 for the ball game.
And after a hot start, the bats have pretty much gone missing here in the middle innings. He sort of reinvented himself out there and has really turned things around.
Kyle Schwarber steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Swing and a miss, but he's right on here. 1 strike. Hard hit ball to second. Throw on to Gonzalez, and that's out number 2.
And you start to wonder if anyone's going to get on base against him again. That's 10 straight now. He's retired.
Ben Zobrist will dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. Two out, nobody on. Hard liner toward short. A diving try, but he can't haul it in. It's through for a base hit.
And it had been a little while since they had any action on the base pass. He retired 10 in a row until that base hit right there. And now they're going to have to find a way to string a couple of these together.
Shane Victorino will step in. A ground-out victim as last time.
Well, I think it was a sinker that he rolled over last time up, and he's probably going to see that same pitch again. You got to wait for a mistake up in the zone against a guy like this.
And that one swung on and missed 0-1.
Oh, and he's sure got a good one, doesn't he? That ball goes from about knee-high to ankle-high in the matter of about 5 feet.
Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Hits are even right now at 5 aside. Line hard toward right center. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night. So now they'll have runners on the corners with 2 away.
Yeah, sometimes after 2 outs, you can let your guard down out there on the mound. But all of a sudden, back-to-back hits have given him a bit of a wake-up call here.
Arismendi Alcantara stands in with runners at the corners now, looking for a 3rd straight 2-out hit and a run in the inning.
And Matt, this inning didn't look like it was going anywhere, but they didn't give up on it. And then all of a sudden you look up and they've got a great chance to push across a run.
In there, 0-1.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
That last pitch, number 80 for Kazmir. Ground ball right side. Here's a flip to Seager covering, and the side is retired. Cubs strand a couple. They lead it 4-0. Welcome back here to the historic friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Getting set for the 7th now with the Cubs out in front, and before the inning gets underway, let's get a look at our game summary to this point. Yasmani Grandal will come forward now. He has flied out and singled so far.
Number 9, Yasmani Grandal.
Cubs have someone working in their bullpen now as a right-hander's begun to get loose. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1. For that man right there, you need look back only to his last start to see a performance like the one he's shown here so far.
And well on his way to another great outing. And that's what you get when you mix your speeds and throw a lot of strikes.
And he falls behind 0-2. The 0-2 home. Out in front of that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2. Swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Grandal is retired, and there's 1 away.
And there you get a look at his pitches by inning. You can see the count. He's at 83 for the ball game. Not a huge concern just yet, but he's starting to get up there.
1 gone now in the LA 7th, and here comes the speedy Carl Crawford. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. On the ground to the right side. Zobrist has it, and a great athletic play to get him. Man, wow.
Boy, these guys got him the lead back in the very first inning, and he hasn't looked back since. He's had everything go his way so far, and this inning's turning out to be no exception.
Your attention, please.
Come out into the on-deck circle now, as that's going to spell the end for Scott Kazmir.
Kike Hernandez.
Lifted in the air out to right. Victorino moves over. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning.
It's time
1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. They trail here 4-0. Joe Blanton will get the ball now as he'll take over on the mound to start the home seventh.
55, Joe Blanton.
John Lester will buy himself another at-bat, and in turn, he'll get himself a nice little ovation for the work he's turned in on the mound so far.
He's been great. This is an appreciative crowd. They like what they've seen, and I don't blame them.
And a high strike there, 0-1.
And all of a sudden, it is pouring right now. That's the hardest it's been all night.
And it's quickly 0-2. And a fastball swung on and missed as they set him down for the second time here tonight.
And I think this rain is definitely complicating matters out there. It's really coming down over the past 5 minutes or so. And you know, when you're out there blinking and trying to keep the water out of your eyes and the rain's dripping off of your helmet, it's making your grip really slick. It's a tough situation for any hitter to be in, and it's no picnic for the pitcher out there either. But he was the strong one in this case and won this battle.
Into the box now, Munenori Kawasaki. As he'll swing and lift the foul ball off to the left and out of play. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Towards center field, and that's into the outfield for a one-out base hit.
The
0-2. I think they want this thing down, and it's just a complete miss. And not really any reason to challenge up there when you're in the driver's seat on the mound.
Here's Jason Hayward now as he swings and hits this one foul off to the right and out of play. He's running towards second. Now a swing and a ball popped in the air back behind short. And that's in there, base hit. And they'll have runners at the corners following the one-out single.
And you know, some managers don't like to hit and run with left-handed hitters at the plate because there's always the chance that a left fielder with a shorter throw can still throw a runner out at third. But this works out perfectly as he gets into third safely.
Chris Bryant ready to try again. Struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate.
And this is a big-time strikeout situation right here, so they're going to be shooting for the same result, no doubt about it.
Oh, and a little Kentucky fastball that time by Blanton. It's strike one. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. Runners are at first and third, one away. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Now with 2 strikes, he can put the ground ball on the back burner and really go after the strikeout here.
0-2, here it comes. Takes this the other way to right. Catch is made here in right, and here comes the runner from third. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run's in to score from third. Now a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure they were going to send him on that ball. This was hit awfully hard, but they decided to roll the dice and take a chance to score him, and it's going to wind up paying off.
Anthony Rizzo is set to take some more swings. He homered back in the third inning. from the stretch. In there, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, showing no fear there. He put the pitch right at the letters away, but that guy didn't want any part of it.
Look out over near the on-deck circle as he whistles this one fouled off to the left. Here's the 0-2. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
Tough pitch to lay off there with 2 strikes. I'm not sure if that was a good take or whether he just got fooled on a changeup and couldn't pull the trigger.
Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. And now some action in that Dodger bullpen as a left-hander has begun to get loose. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
A runner on first with 2 away. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away.
And now the benefit of you working the count to 3-2 is that runner gets a head start from first with 2 away.
Line drive to center field. Peterson will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. 2 hits in the inning lead to a run for Chicago. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. It's the Cubs 5 and the Dodgers nothing. Howie Kendrick will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still
Dodgers,
out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
Howie
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
And he'll start the inning with a pitch that misses off the plate. It's ball 1. Well, that man right there is into his 8th inning of work now. Any concerns going forward?
Well, I think the only thing you have to worry about is that pitch count you see right there. Other than that, he's earned the right to stay out there. Usually the other team will tell you when you're starting to get tired.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
That's one of those fastballs that just never feels like it's going to be a strike. It's up at the letters, and that's a tough one to do anything with.
All even now, 2-2. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Now a flare out toward right center. Victorino has the best view of this one, so he'll take it for the first out.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling right along. Shut out and tagged as you get a look at his line so far. Through 7 1/3 innings now, they have just not been able to mount any type of offense against him at all.
Corey Seager will stand in for the 4th time now, still looking for his first hit of the ball game.
And he's not the only one either. This has been a great pitching performance so far, and they've had these guys chasing their tails all game long.
First pitch on its way. And here's a fastball called for strike 1.
Oh, he's really kept himself in the game here by throwing first pitch strikes to about 70% of the batters he's faced. That's kept him in the ball game and kept his team in the ball game.
Swinging a ball hit in the air to right field, and deep back is the right fielder, but he will look up and watch this one sail out of here. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. Number 14 on the season. As they get on the scoreboard here, it's 5-1.
And even though this is only one run, this is important, not just because it gets them on the board, but also because they needed something to get the dugout going a bit. Give them some life.
Adrian Gonzalez will stand in to keep things going. And I don't know, Steve, is the comeback on?
Well, at the very least, I like that they're showing some character out there. You never want to go down without a fight. So they're going to make these final at-bats count.
Here's the first pitch to him. Watches a fastball right there for strike one.
And these guys already have one home run here in the inning. And now you get to the real power guys here. So you need to be careful.
Bases are empty, one man out. And the third baseman will have a look at it, but this is back into the seats. And this is fouled at the plate. Liner towards second, but there to take this one is the second baseman, and that's out number 2.
That's the story of the ball game right there. That's how it goes sometimes in baseball. The hard hit balls find gloves, and the little dribblers find holes.
Into the box, Justin Turner. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Hayward has a read on it, and that retires the side. So it may be too little too late, but they're on the board here in the late going. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Cubs 5 and the Dodgers 1. J.P. Howell will come on out of the bullpen as he'll be appearing in his third game this season.
J.P. Howell.
Kyle Schwarber strides in, grounded out his last
Leading
time
up for
through.
the Cubs, catcher Kyle Schwarber.
And he got him out in front that time. Strike one. Fouled back. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Now the 0-2 pitch. Another one sent foul. Another foul ball, and this battle will continue. Two quick strikes, and now the 0-2. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
Well, that's a pitch right there that you got to lay off. You know he's going to throw it on an 0-2, and that's a good job of pitch recognition right there.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Now a changeup locks him up as he looks at strike 3 called. 1 away.
Right. And in the first 2 games of this series, he's already struck out a total of 4 times now. You get to where you just hate taking that walk back to the dugout. I'll tell you, it's a very frustrating feeling.
Here's Ben Zobrist now. Standing in from the right side as he takes strike 1. The 0-1. And this will find the seats behind the first base dugout. 5-1 our score as we play the 8th. Inside as he might be trying to set him up here 1-2.
That big curveball is not an easy one to take on an 0-2 count. That's a great job of holding on.
He's set, and the 1-2 pitch. Filthy changeup that time, but he's able to make contact, and he'll get another chance. Pretty well struck high and deep to left field. Crawford going back. Gone! So a solo home run off the bat of Ben Zobrist, and it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Well, there are curveballs that have some pretty good bite to them, and then there's some hangers. And this, folks, well, this is a hanger. You can see his eyes light up on that one. That's a mistake pitch if I've ever seen one.
Shane Victorino will stand in now following the home run, and you wonder if that losing streak is about to go by the wayside.
Well, they're not home yet, but certainly this has been a much better performance than we've seen out of them for a while now. So all signs seem to be pointing to a potential victory.
Sinker to open the AB in there for strike 1. Drilled to the right side. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield.
Now batting, left fielder,
Arismendi Alcantara steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good inning here so far, so we'll see if they can scratch another run across right here.
He's set. Here it comes. And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Runners on first with 1 down. That evens it up, 1-1. On the ground to Kendrick. This might be 2. To second for 1. Back to Gonzalez, but it's a bit too late, and they'll settle for just the 1 out.
Now batting,
John Lester steps in for a 4th plate appearance tonight, and why not? He's been in control all game.
Yeah, he's been in total control of this game, Matt. I see no reason to be going with anybody else out there on the mound right now.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Crawford moving in. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Cubs tack on another courtesy of this solo home run. Last chance coming up here for the Dodgers. It's the Cubs 6 and the Dodgers 1. Striding in to start the 9th, Jock Peterson. And they'll need him to get something going here.
Well, you're facing a pretty big Peterson in this game, so they need to start clawing their way back.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Alcantara is there, and it's a picture-perfect beginning to the ninth inning for a pitcher. One pitch, one away. 2 outs away from a victory here that you'd have to say will be a rather convincing one.
You know, Matt, in every phase of the game, hitting, pitching, defense, it all favors the home side here. Top to bottom, they've been the better team.
Now the first pitch here from Lester. Trace Thompson comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0.
The pitch count, you asked, right at 100 now, but I think this is still a game that he can finish off, no doubt about it.
And this one's on the inside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, and that fastball still got some life to it, even over 100 pitches.
To short. Kawasaki comes up with it. Throw on to first, and now the Dodgers are down to their final out.
This low run they've been on helped them quite a bit in the standings, but looks like more and more it's going to come to a halt at 7 games.
Yasmani Grandal makes his way to the plate, needing to make something happen. They're down to their final out in the 9th inning.
It's not looking too good for him anymore, but you know what? There's no clock in this sport, and that's for good reason. You've got to fight for all 27 outs.
Right down Broadway that time. Strike one.
I like how he's approaching things here. He's got a good, safe lead, so he's not setting guys up or wasting a lot of pitches. He's coming right after everybody.
A swing and a miss on a good pitch, and the Dodgers are down to their final strike now.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2 against a guy like this with the stuff he's got tonight, not a comfortable spot to be in.
A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, we talked about how they needed a good outing out of this guy, and he gave them that and even more, finishing off the complete game victory.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. And guys, we were treated to an excellent pitching performance in this one by the gentleman you see right here, Jon Lester. Strike opposed. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, just the 1 run allowed, but anytime you can give your bullpen a day off, it does nothing but help your club in the long run.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Harrow, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Cubs win this one 6-1. Good night from Chicago.
Here now is the final line score tonight. First for the victorious Chicago Cubs. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. For the Dodgers, 1 run on 6 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. The winning pitcher is John Lester. His record is now 9-0. The loss goes to Scott Kazmir. He falls to 5-2. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 5 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Wrigley Field, 45,936. As always, we thank you for your support of Chicago Cubs baseball and remind you to please drive home safely.